The last time the Wapakoneta Redskins lost a game, it was against this Trotwood Madison team. Tonight, they will try to revenge that loss. It's the regional finals, and it's yours next on Game Face Ohio.
TSC can save you money.
How?
TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's Emerge?
The Emerge bundle plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet in one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge bundle plan, only from TSC.
TSC, give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
When you see an orange truck, you think G.A. Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because G.A. Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, G.A. Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, think green.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into Spartan Stadium, where tonight the regional finals will pit the Trotwood Madison Rams against the Wapakoneta Redskins. I'm Dan Hearn along with Paul Sadler. And Paul, this is a matchup that has some history to it.
This is the third time these two have matched up in the last 5 years. In 2011, Trotwood was on their way to the state championship. They won 21-6 with such current Ohio State Buckeyes as Cam Burrows and University of Michigan player Mike McCray. Last year, in an epic 2014 epic 4-overtime game, Wapak was able to jump out first in the second quarter when Cody Morgan connected with Cameron Locke, yes, that Cameron Locke, on a 51-yard pass to put the Redskins up 7-0. Then the Rams tied it up at the half, but then the Redskins struck again through the air when Adam Henderson hauled in this circus catch from Morgan to give them a 14-7 lead going into the fourth quarter. Then Trotwood Madison quarterback Messiah DeWeaver tossed his second touchdown of the game to tie the ball game to send it into overtime. So overtime featured 2 touchdown runs, both short runs by running back John Eaton. But then Messiah DeWeaver had the last word as he ran in from 7 yards out in the fourth overtime to give the Rams a 34-28 victory in their 5th straight regional title.
An epic matchup, as you said, Paul, and one that we'll remember for a long time. The Trotwood Madison Rams come into tonight's ball game 9-3. They're 3-2 inside the Greater Western Ohio Conference, and under the direction of second-year head man Jeff Graham, who is now 21-5 overall as the head coach for the Rams. Paul, talk about this Rams team and what they bring to the table tonight.
Well, they did stub their toes a couple times in the league, which ends their streak of 7 straight GWOC North Championships. That's the Greater Western Ohio Conference. But they are a playoff Goliath. They made the playoffs 7 straight years and 9 out of the last 10 years, and they have dominated this region with 5 straight regional titles. Within that, they've been to the state title game 4 straight years from 2010 to 13, a streak that ended last year when they lost to eventual state champ Toledo Central Catholic 17-14 in the state semifinals. This year they're ranked 15th in the state, and they do have some parts to replace. They only returned 1 defensive starter off that team from last year, and quarterback Messiah DeWeaver, as you saw in the highlights there, who made a big impact, transferred to Huber Heights Wayne.
This Trotwood Madison team is coming off a 33-19 win over Tippecanoe, a game that featured a monster running display from Mr. Hargrove.
Yeah, and he's going to be our player to watch. Ravion Hargrove, number 6, only 5'7", and only a sophomore, but he plays really big. He has nearly 2,500 yards rushing on the year, averaging an eye-popping 12.4 yards a carry, and has 34 touchdowns. He is first team All-League. Last week he had 371 yards on a season high 35 carries and 5 touchdowns against Tip. And 3 out of his last 4 games he's rushed for over 360 yards.
The Wapakoneta Redskins come into tonight 12-0, 9-0 inside the Western Buckeye League, and under their second-year head coach, Travis Moyer, who has only 1 loss in 25 games as the Redskins head man.
Yeah, he brings an incredible 24-1 record in as Wapak Boston, 4-1 in the playoffs. Again, that one loss to, as you mentioned, this Trotwood Madison team. They were WBL champs back-to-back for the first time in school history. They've gone back-to-back, and for the first time in school history have been in the playoffs 3 straight years. They led the Western Buckeye League in points per game, offensively with 33.7, and in defense averaged just under 11. However, their vaunted rushing defense, which was only giving up 138 yards in the regular season, has been giving up nearly 286 yards per game on the ground. So they're going to be challenged with the strong rushing attack of the Rams.
The Redskins got to this game by knocking off Cincinnati Mount Healthy by a final score of 12-7, a game that featured 1 touchdown for the Redskins, and that came in the hands of Cameron Locke.
And he is our player to watch, and he was just named the WBL Offensive Back of the Year, and was actually not just first-team running back, Western Buckeye League, he was also a first-team defensive back for the 2nd year in a row. He averages about 120 yards on the ground a game with just under 9 yards a carry, 30 total touchdowns, and ranked first in the WBL in touchdowns, scoring, and all-purpose yards.
Let's take a look at the keys to the game for these two teams as they get set to match up here in Lima. And we'll start with the Trotwood Madison Rams.
Yeah, Trotwood Madison, first of all, when they keep it grounded, they have a very dominant running attack and an enormous offensive line that we'll look at later in the game. They want to win the big play. Ravion Hargrove has scored 90-plus yards runs more than 3 times this year, and they want to be very physical.
For the Wapakoneta Redskins, their keys look like this.
They need to win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball and also win the turnover battle. One of the things that's kind of kept them in the game the last couple of years with the Rams is winning that turnover battle. And they got to do that. They also need to slow down the Trotwood rushing attack. They were able last week against Mount Healthy to contain a tremendous runner. They're going to be challenged once again this week.
The opening kickoff is yours next on Game Face Ohio. Stay with us.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Welcome back into Spartan Stadium, where tonight the Wapakoneta Redskins are taking on the Trotwood Madison Rams, a team that they are very familiar with from last year's playoff time. Let's take a look at the bracket and how these two teams got to be here tonight to play each other.
Yeah, Wapak knocked off Dayton Belmont and then a very good Mount Healthy team last week in a big defensive struggle. Trotwood Madison knocked off WBL rival Salina in the first round, and then with a tough one with Tippecanoe last week.
Paul, we talked about Ravion Hargrove a little bit during the pregame show, and Salina was one of the few teams, at least in the last 4 games, that slowed him down a little bit.
We're going to call 190 yards
Right.
on 16 carries, slowed down with 4 touchdowns. I guess it's a comparative slowdown, but yes, the last 3 games he has been dynamic.
He has 350-plus yard rushing games this year, and a collection of 200-yard rushing games as well.
Well, we're going to have to wait to see him because the Redskins are going to receive the ball first.
Trotwood won the toss and elected to defer to the second half, so they will tee it up. Cameron Locke stands in between 2 other Redskins at the 17-yard line, awaiting the opening kickoff of tonight's regional final ball game. And a strong contingent of Redskin fans here tonight.
Yeah, we just got word from statistician A.J. Lisi that the home side is full, and They had some spillover crowd in Wapak, who's kind of enjoying probably a little bit of a home field advantage here with their proximity here to Lima.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to know the pulse of anything, he's the guy to talk to. He has his finger on the pulse. So the Rams have it teed up, and they are set to kick it away. The Rams have given up on average 304 yards of offense to their opponents. The shortest kick, and it'll be fielded by Locke at the 20-yard line. Spins out of one tackle and gets across the 30. He's still on his feet. He'll dive forward to the 40-yard line. Cameron Locke showing why he's the dynamic player he has been all year long.
Yeah, no doubt. We're going to see some dynamic plays from him, I'm sure, tonight. But first of all, there we get a good look at Aaron Huffman talking to Coach Travis Moyer. Aaron Huffman, as the 6'6 senior, has become really into his own from an accuracy standpoint, with over 70% accuracy passing in the second half of the season.
23 yards on the return for Cameron Locke, sets the Redskins up at the 41-yard line. Locke will be in the backfield along with Cockrell, two receivers out to the left. And the handoff goes to Locke to the left side. He's got room, and he loses the ball as he gets hit at the 45-yard line. It will be recovered by the Rams on their side of the field at the 39.
And that's Dalen Doverglass that is able to come up with the big fumble. So first play from scrimmage, a big, nice gain is negated, and the first turnover of the game goes towards the Rams.
So the Rams, coming off a big offensive week last week, 471 yards of total offense against Tippecanoe, 393 of those yards coming on the ground.
And they're led by their quarterback, Markel Stevens-Peppers. As we mentioned, their junior quarterback last year actually transferred, and he was a big-time recruit, but Stevens-Peppers himself was a second-team all-conference quarterback at only 5'9". There we see an enormous offensive line which features 3 returning starters. Trent Clark is a standout there. First team All-League. Kendall Turner, 6'4", 290 monster returning starter. And skill players, Ravion Hargrove we mentioned. Anthony Parker, even though he's a fullback at 22, he is a glorified guard in the backfield as he only has 8 carries on the entire year. And then Caleb Johnson, number 5, is their standout receiver. A lot of sophomores, if you noticed there. They start 4 sophomores and 5 juniors. Only 2 seniors in the starting lineup for the Rams.
They will come out with a 3-receiver set. 2 to the left, 1 to the near side right. And a whistle before the start of this play. And it looks like the Rams are going to be flagged here.
So both teams with a little bit of sloppiness to start this regional final game. Not quite a turnover, but a 5-yard gain before you even snap the ball is going to be disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the Wapak defense, and Corey Crawford was named the WBL Defensive Lineman of the Year. Strong linebacking core. Cockrell and Hall both named first team All-WBL, and Dylan Keel, the leading tackler, honorable mention.
So Peppers will be under center, same formation here on first down and 15. Hand off to Hargrove, and he comes to the near side, and he's going to get across midfield and down to the 46-yard line before he's brought down by Cameron Locke.
And a real interesting matchup that we're going to see is Corey Crawford going against Kendall Turner, 2 really big guys. Mention one more thing here in the secondary. Cameron Locke, a first-team All-WBL performer, and Drew Vall was an honorable mention. But those are 2 really big guys locking up there on the right side.
First down on that carry by Hargrove, and same formation here for the Rams on their second first down of the ball game. It'll be Hargrove up the middle. He skeets through across the 40 and down to the 35, inside the 35 to the 32 before he's brought down. So he has ripped off 2 nice runs on his first 2 carries so far.
And the Rams aren't going to do anything tricky. They're going to line up primarily in an I formation. They're going to run ISO plays, maybe some counters and some sweeps here and there. But they're just going to use their really big line and line up and base block.
Third first down of the ball game so far for the Rams. Back to pass, fires it out to the near side. It's caught. Locke puts the hit on the receiver on the near side of the field, and that was Caleb Johnson on the receiving end. A minimal gain.
And he's far and away their leading receiver. He has 49 catches for the year. The next closest is 15, Roland Walder.
Second down and 5 now for the Rams. Handoff, Hargrove stopped in the backfield. He'll skate to the other side, and he'll be strung out to the far sideline, but it looks like he's going to be close to another first down.
And we've seen the Redskins in the last few games have kind of a feeling out couple drives against who they're playing. In this case, they were taking some pursuit angles on Hargrove that I think normally they would have been able to get him in the backfield, but he's got enough speed to where he could still get that corner, and in this case pick up the first down. That's something they're going to have to adjust as the game goes on.
And Hargrove, as we mentioned, 5'7", 165.
And I tell you what, that's a generous listing at 5'7".
Mm-hmm. Man in motion across the backfield. It'll be Hargrove again. Left side, bounces off the first tackle. Fights his way down. He's going to pick up 10 more. And another first down for the Rams.
And there is a big size differential on the line of scrimmage between the Trotwood offensive line, whose smallest man is 250 pounds. Compare that to the Wapak defense. They only have one person above 250 pounds of Corey Crawford, including Court Miracle, who is a first-team All-WBL, who only weighs 175.
So the Rams will come out on a first down and 10 at the 13-yard line on the Redskins side of the field. Hargrove again, straight up the middle, and he is going to go untouched into the end zone for a touchdown. So the Rams take advantage of the turnover by the Redskins and go straight into the end zone for the first score of the game.
Yeah, they made it look pretty easy right there. Hargrove went through the middle there. That was a wide open hole.
13 yards on the carry by Hargrove.
And for the for the drive, they had 58 yards on the ground on only 5 carries, so averaging over 10 a carry. Now this is kind of a bugaboo for Trotwood. They're only making 51% of their PATs, Dan.
The hold is down, the kick is up, and this one finds its way through. So the Rams get on the board first here with 10:03 remaining in the first quarter. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Hello?
Call dropped?
Hello?
No more minutes? Lost your phone? Don't worry. Telephone service from TSC is always crystal clear. Never runs out of minutes. Never has a dead battery. And most importantly, in an emergency, it displays your address for 911. Plus, TSC keeps you connected with free calling in our expanded calling area. Ask about telephone service from TSC today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Well, the Rams put together a 6-play, 58-yard drive in 1:45, and it was capped by a 13-yard run by Ravion Hargrove, who put on a display on that first set of downs for the Rams. And this kickoff botched near the 20-yard line, and that's where the Redskins are able to recover it, and they'll start their next drive at their own 20.
And this start could not have been much worse for the Redskins. 2 minutes into the game, and they've turned the ball over once, mishandled a kick, and then also let them go down pretty easily. We'll continue with starters. There for the Wapak offense, I think we saw the offensive line there. John Bourne, who filled in for Corey Thrush, was named first-team All-League. So was Cody Klosterman and Corey Crawford. Cole Hogan was Western Buckeye League honorable mention.
Landon Hall lines up in the backfield. They have Cameron Locke in a wing on the right. And Cockrell goes in motion. Huffman will wing it out to Locke, who goes down at the line of scrimmage. May have gotten a yard on that play. Good open field tackling by the Rams on that one.
Skill players, we might see them throw the ball up here a little bit more, but Cameron Locke, a threat out of the backfield and in the receiving game. Case Childs was named first-team All-League tight end. Ethan Good, the second leading receiver for the Redskins.
So a 2nd and 9 coming up. Make it 2nd and 8 for the Redskins. And they put Cockrell in motion in the backfield, and Locke lost the handle on that one. It's recovered, and it looks like the Rams have it. And they do at the 24-yard line. So not the start that the Redskins were hoping for on a cold night here in Lima.
No. The one turnover, I mean, sometimes you come back from that, but against a really good team, to turn the ball over deep in your territory is just asking for trouble.
And, Paul, the Redskins have really not struggled with the turnovers this year. They've been positive on that.
Oh, and not just positive. They average less than one turnover a game for the entire season. So they only had 10 turnovers through the first 13 games.
And you don't need to give Hargrove a short field to work with if you're the Redskin defense. Peppers under center. He is going to be back to pass. Rolls out to the left. Looking downfield, gets some pressure. He's going to run it. And he escapes inside the 20 and will go down near the 17-yard line. A nice gain on a play that was broken up by the Redskin defense.
Yeah, the lefty made a kind of a good decision, didn't force anything. His passing numbers are not eye-popping. He only completes 48% of his passes. His touchdowns, he has 14 on the year to 10 interceptions. And very modest rushing attack. He only has 43 rushing yards coming in.
7-yard gain on that play, and he hands it off to Hargrove, who gets hit in the backfield, spins out of one tackle, and will go down near another first down inside the 15-yard line.
So, and just in that short little run, Hargrove showing that he's not just a speedster, able to evade the tackle of Dylan Keel, who's one of the more sure tacklers for this Redskins defense. And he was able to get away and then still break another tackle to bring up a 3rd and 1, which I believe is the first 3rd down of the game.
Short yardage situation for the Rams here on 3rd down. Stevens Peppers is under center, and he'll hand it off to Hargrove. A flag comes down as he goes up the middle of the field, picking up the first down to the 6-yard line, but we'll see what the flag is here.
Should be coming back. Jordan McConnell, who was lined up at tight end, was just getting down in his stance when the ball was snapped, so he was not set for the full second necessary. So on a 3rd and short, 5 yards can be big.
Right. So the Rams helping out the Redskin defense here by giving them a little more territory to work with. More importantly, a 3rd down and a little bit longer here.
Yeah, but given the state of the kicking game for Trotwood, I would envision that no matter what, they're going to be going for it on 4th down if they don't happen to pick it up here.
Mm-hmm. 2 receivers to each side. And we'll see the quarterback, Stevens Peppers, work out of the shotgun for the first time tonight. Hargrove on his left hip, high snap, but he pulls it down and hands it off to Hargrove, who is hit going off the left side and pushed back as he gets to the 16-yard line. So a couple yards short of the first down, and we'll bring up 4th down for the Rams.
And no doubt there for head coach Jeff Graham, trotting on his battering ram of a fullback, Anthony Parker. Again, built like a tank at 5'11", 230. They are rushing off a 67 who has been playing some defensive line was going in the game. You talk about a big boy. He's 387 pounds.
Tight formation here for the Rams, and movement on the offensive line will help out the Redskin defense again. Movement on the offensive line.
Yeah, that looked like it was Trent Clark, one of the returning starters.
So now you're looking at a 4th and 7 if you're the Rams.
Probably changes the play call as the heavy personnel goes out, so they're definitely not going to go power I. Still would not be surprised if it's a running play. When you need 7 yards and your running back averages 12.5 yards a carry, running the ball is still always an option.
They have been penalized now 3 times for 15 yards, have the Rams. 5 receivers set now. Peppers back to pass. Not seeing anything downfield. Getting some pressure. He rolls out to the left, fires it up the middle, and it's caught inside the 10-yard line at the 8. Hauling it in and going toward the goal line is Dylan Verglas.
Actually, I think it's Jordan McConnell.
Excuse me.
Yeah, McConnell, the same individual who had the fumble, just all kinds of time there for Stevens Peppers. And that puts a ton of pressure on your secondary, who had tremendous coverage for probably close to 8 to 10 seconds.
Well, he really extended that play. 17 yards on the connection and a first down. The Redskins going to take a timeout here with 6:50 remaining in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TV everywhere.
TV everywhere?
That's right, everywhere. You can watch TV from your tablet, your phone, your laptop, any mobile device, anywhere you want.
Laundromat?
Yes.
Grocery store?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
What if I wanted to watch TV at home?
All your favorite networks all the time. It's TV everywhere from TSC.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
We are state of the art.
We are professional.
Thank you. You're welcome. Have a great day. We are service you can trust.
We are here for you.
With custom fabrication, a variety of roofing options, and exceptional roofing knowledge and expertise, Frost Roofing is committed to providing top-notch quality service on every project. To learn more, visit us online at frost-roofing.com and follow us on social media.
Well, the Trotwood Madison Rams threatening to score again here in this first quarter of play. The Redskins coming out of a timeout, trying to stop this offense from getting in the end zone again. Hargrove off the right side, and he is going to plow his way into the end zone. Little guy is tough to bring down, and he picks up his second touchdown of the night.
Well, what you're seeing right now is just the offensive line for Trotwood, winning the battle up front. Hargrove made one little cut and then had a big hole to the end zone, and that's something that the Redskins are going to need to get fixed.
Tamaya Allen out to attempt the extra point, nailed the first one. Out of the hold of the quarterback. This one looked like it was partially blocked, Paul.
Yep.
So that one will be no good. And that leaves the door open a little bit for the Redskins as they try to rally from a 13-0 deficit. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Sure, you don't need a set-top box to watch cable, but without one, you're not getting everything your TV has to offer. Add a set-top box from TSC to your television and get more channels. Get a channel guide that tells you all about the shows. Run multiple devices through one universal remote, and you can even add DVR and HD channels. Get everything your TV has to offer with a set-top box. Call TSC and ask for your set-top box today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Come out to Astro Lanes in the Loft Bar and Grill, where you can find great food, good drinks, fun games, and of course, bowling. Astro Lanes, a great place to spend some spare time.
Two turnovers by the Redskins have led directly to 13 points for the Rams, and that's where we sit, 13-0, as the Redskins are set to receive this kickoff following a 5-play, 24-yard drive for the Rams and the second rushing touchdown of the night for Hargrove. Short kick fielded at the 28-yard line, and little or no return there, as Austin Yelton was the return man, and the Redskins will now I had the wrong roster in my hand, excuse me.
Rob Gertzner.
Gertzner, right.
So, well, the Redskins find themselves in a hole, and somewhat self-made with the two turnovers. We'll see if they can kind of get it turned around here, and you just need to start kind of, putting some plays and execution together.
Cameron Locke will take the handoff, goes up the middle, and picks up a couple to the 30-yard line.
And you just got to remember, the opening kickoff, remember, Locke had kind of an explosive burst. And then on the first play from scrimmage before he fumbled, had about a 9 or so yard gain that would have been there. So, they showed that they can execute and make some plays, but you got to hold on to the football.
Right. And no matter what, you can't turn away from Cameron Locke. He's your playmaker.
Correct.
Two backs behind Huffman under center. He has two receivers out to his right, and he is back to pass. Looking down the right side, fires it, and it is caught across the 40-yard line up to the 42, and that was Miracle on the receiving end.
Something to kind of take a look at, though. This Trotwood defense has given up 21.5 points a game, but they're traditionally good against the run. They only give up 113 yards on the ground, but they're second last out of 18 teams in their conference against the pass. They average giving up nearly 200 yards through the air a game.
12 yards on the pickup gives the Redskins their first down of the night. Miracle and Childs move in motion across the backfield. And now flags come down as it looks like maybe the Redskins moved a little bit.
Yeah, I got a little bit over anxious with all the motion.
First penalty of the night against the Redskins.
Now, Trotwood's is a base 4-3 defense, but as we talked about, teams rarely stay in their base defenses anymore. There's times where they're having a 5-man front all in three-point stance to try to stop this rushing attack of Wapak.
One receiver to each side, and Miracle in motion across the backfield for Huffman. He'll hand it off to Locke. Going to the right side, and he's going to be hit and knocked backwards as he gets to the 39-yard line.
And a lot of team speed for Trotwood. Trying to go to the short side, and that was playing right into the advantage of pinning in Locke on that play.
Landon Hall will check into the ball game as Copeland checks out.
And Landon Hall and Cockrell playing the fullback position. The last couple games in the playoffs have been very effective running the ball up the middle.
Mm-hmm. Two receivers left. Locke, the lone wide out on the far side of the field as we are under 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Huffman looking for Locke, fires it into the bench on the far side of the field, and a third down and long coming up for the Redskins.
So early on, Huffman is 2 for 3 without his first misfire of the game so far. Third and really long is not where Coach Moyer wants his Redskins to be. Again, however, they could be successful if they protect Huffman.
Huffman is in the shotgun now. Locke in motion out of the backfield. Landon Hall back there with Huffman. And Huffman with time fires it over the middle. It's caught by Locke. He's across the 45, stays on his feet at midfield, and he fights his way to a first down inside the Rams territory to the 47-yard line.
And that was all run after the catch right there. Locke originally caught that about 4 yards short of the sticks, and then able, as we see from this replay, on a little shallow crossing pattern. All Trotwood had to do is go up and tackle him, and it would have been fourth down. But he breaks through 3 different tackles. In fact, it was 5 different Rams had to make contact to take down the 23.
14 yards on the connection to Locke. Same formation here on first down and 10. Huffman will hand it off to Locke. Following Hall to the right side. Escapes one tackler, gets across the 45, and will go down at the 43-yard line of the Rams.
Dalen Doverglass, only 135-pound junior, was there to be able to make the play.
So 4-yard pickup on first down for Locke.
We haven't called his name yet, but the person that we need to look for the Trotwood defense is number 9, Roland Walder. At 6'3", 230, he's a first-team All-League player and is a University of Kentucky commit.
Huffman loses the ball on the exchange, and he will fall on it at the 45-yard line. And it looked like maybe the back coming out of the backfield hit him as he was going. He's coming away from the line.
Yeah, I just don't think he got the snap cleanly.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the end of the replay. But once again, another unforced ball on the ground, unforced mistake there by the Redskins is now going to bring up a 3rd and 8.
The Redskins were able to convert on the 3rd down and 13 that they faced earlier in this drive. They put 2 receivers out to the left. That's good, and Locke, and Miracle comes that way as well. Huffman back to pass. has time, fires it over the middle. It's caught by Good, who will fight his way down inside the 40-yard line, but still short of the first down.
Yeah, they're going to be about 2 yards short. Running kind of a similar type pattern where they had 3 guys running crossing patterns going to the inside, then Good running to the outside. Gets just enough of, they kind of call those rub plays, if you will, to try to get a little bit of a gap, and they were able to get that. But now we saw the Rams pick up a big 4th down. Now we'll see if the Redskins can pull the trick.
9th play of the drive coming up for the Redskins, and it's a 4th and 2. Big play here, momentum-wise, for the Redskins, and one of the officials comes from the near side, whistling this play dead. And it looks like maybe the Redskins took a timeout before this play. Second timeout taken by the Redskins here in the first quarter. 2:15 remaining. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Wapakoneta Daily News, bringing you local news and more since 1905. With subscriptions starting at just 35 cents a day, the Wapakoneta Daily News is Wapak's source for timely local coverage of news, sports, classifieds, entertainment, and more. The Wapakoneta Daily News. Subscribe online today.
Back here at Lima Stadium, and the Redskins trying to convert on a 4th down and 2. Locke will take the handoff, go to the right side. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, and the Rams have held here on 4th down. And the Redskins will give the ball over to them on downs.
Yeah, really strong play there on the line of scrimmage. I think that's Darius Stevens being able to make the stop there in the backfield. Again, Coach Moyer called timeout. Looks like he originally was going to go to the left on an outside running play towards the short side of the field. They decided to go to the right-hand side towards the outside of the field. But it doesn't matter what you call if you can't win the line of scrimmage.
So the Rams offense back out onto the field. They have had 2 successful drives. Here is Hargrove going left, and he finds space across the 45 as a flag comes down. And that's going to back the Rams up as the holding call goes against them.
And so far, the only thing that's really gone against Trotwood has been penalties at their own hand. That's their 4th penalty of just this quarter. For the Rams' sake, they have been able to overcome all of their penalties so far to score.
Well, that's going to back them up to their own 30-yard line. And it'll be 1st down and 19 now. And the Redskins could use something, a spark defensively to maybe change momentum here a little bit.
Yeah, they need a stop, whether it's a 3 and out or a turnover in the worst way.
And the officials taking an equipment timeout on the far side of the field before the start of this play. Paul, we looked at the ridiculous rushing numbers that Hargrove has put up so far this year. He had 3 games where he only touched the ball seven times or less. Outside of that, the least amount of rushing yards he was able to put up in a game is 181.
Well, we understand there might have been some discipline issues that might have caused some of those smaller numbers there towards the 2/3 of the way of the season. But yeah, since then, the last 4 games has just been incredible.
He escapes to the left side. He's down the far sideline. Locke the man to beat, and Locke will push him out of bounds. But a big pickup for Hargrove as he goes out of bounds at the Wapakoneta 32-yard line.
Yeah, you were mentioning the big games as we see this high snap and just kind of an outside zone run right there. and just he's tough to get a hold of because he's just got such quick acceleration.
39 yards for Hargrove on that carry.
I understand he has 39 yards, but last week he had a 76-yard run. Against Salina, a 79-yard run. Against Vandalia Butler, the league champs, 98 yards. Against Greenville, a 94-yard run.
Mm-hmm. Another flag down on the field. We'll see what this is. It's going to back the Rams up.
Red ball foul, substitution infraction, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
For the Rams, that's their 5th penalty tonight.
And normally you would think that you can't win with that, but you know the Redskins defense has to show that they can stop this Rams rushing attack, and so far there's been no signs.
So it'll be a first down and 15 after the penalty for the Rams. And a new back in the backfield, this time bringing it out to the near side, still getting good yardage out to the 20. And I believe
that's Rondrick Bogan,
yep.
The senior. He'll also get a lot of carries. Oh, by the way, he had 958 yards on the season and was also named first team all guac. Don't do anything different. He doesn't look quite as dynamic in terms of explosion as Hargrove, but still a very, very good, solid running back. And you know, I think again you just have to credit what the offensive line in front of them happened to do.
17 yards on the pickup. First and 10. And that might be the shortest run of the night for the Rams as he picks up a yard inside the 20 to the 19.
Yeah, that time Cockrell came unblocked from the middle linebacker spot, was able to upend Bogan.
So second down and 9 now. And Hargrove will check back into the ball game now. 2 receivers to the left for the Rams. And Hargrove up the middle, breaks 1 tackle, and he'll be pulled down as he gets inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Landon Hall there with the stop.
And as bad as I say, that seems to be the best they've done against Hargrove so far, limiting him there to that 5-yard carry, as they're starting to find ways to be able to shed the blocks of these big monsters up front for Trotwood.
3rd down and 4 now. Coach Moyer and his coaching staff trying to dial up a defense that'll keep this Rams team out of the end zone.
And the Rams 0 for 1 on their only 3rd down.
Hargrove dots the I. They put a man in motion on the far side. Fake the handoff. And Stevens Peppers will fire it upfield, and it is incomplete. And it'll bring up a 4th down for the Rams.
Yeah, just a drop right there by McConnell. Ball was put right there on target by Stevens Peppers, but instead that's going to bring up a 4th down. So similar to last drive where there's the only 3rd down of the game. They're 0 for 2 on those, but they picked up the 4th down last time. You remember Stevens Peppers had all sorts of time, but this one's a little bit shorter with a 4th and 4. We'll see if they continue to put the ball in the air or they give it to number 6.
3 receivers set. Stevens Peppers under center. And he is back to pass. Fires it out to the right side and into the end zone. Did he hold on?
No.
No, they're going to wave it off. He connected with Caleb Johnson, but he wasn't able to control it, and the defense for the Redskins gets their first stop of the night.
They do, and they were playing one-on-one. Their best receiver against the best cornerback. Johnson against Locke. It's kind of out of our sight vision here in the press box there on the right corner. He did appear that he had, Johnson had a step on Locke there on the go pattern, but it was ruled incomplete, and that's going to be the first stop of the game against the Rams.
So the Redskins offense now will try to take advantage of that stop. They will get the ball to start this drive at their own 14-yard line. And up the middle is Cockrell, and he's going to pick up a yard.
Yeah, maybe we can get another look at that replay now. I know in the truck they were working on it, but that's the quarter.
So one quarter in the books, and that quarter belonged to the Rams. They lead 13-0 as we head to the second quarter. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Strength is about so much more than the body. It's about being together, serving, sharing, and caring for those around us. It's about keeping score in the heart rather than on a scoreboard. Be a part of a community that builds more than your body. At the Wapakoneta Family YMCA.
For over 100 years, the Stolly Insurance Team has been looking out for you.
We have access to major insurance companies all over the country. But together, we can customize an insurance program that will offer you the best coverage for the best premiums.
Let us look out for you. Give us a call for a personalized proposal today.
Proudly featuring Motorist Insurance, Stolly Insurance in Lima, Walpock, Salina, and Lakeview. Representing Motorist Insurance Group and other fine insurance companies. Stolly Insurance.
Back here at Spartan Stadium for the start of the second quarter. And the Redskins stopping the last Trotwood drive, and you see the tail end of that touchdown attempt. And this pass was ruled incomplete by the official.
Yep, you can see there it hit the ground there in between his legs.
Huffman's pass on second down is incomplete, and a third down and long coming up for the Redskins now, deep in their own territory.
So the referees, as they usually do, got the right call. Back to action here with the Redskins. Huffman, we saw last week when he missed, he was missing long against the Redskins, for the Redskins, excuse me. So it brings up a third down here, probably a passing situation again. We see if he can get it narrowed down. We've seen a big third down conversion by these guys through the air already.
Three receivers for Huffman as he's back to pass. Has time, fires it left, sliding catch, and it's made by Locke on the far side just outside of the sticks, and a first down for the Redskins.
Yeah, Locke, the leading receiver out of the backfield for this team. I shouldn't say out of the backfield because they'll line him up a little bit everywhere. He can be a threat equally at each places. So looks like until they get the running game figured out, Huffman through the air is going to have to try to get some things done. He's now 5 for 7 on the game passing.
Well, not a lot went right for the Redskins in the first quarter, but they ended it well by getting a defensive stop. They'll try and turn that tide here in the second quarter. Handoff, Locke up the middle, takes a pretty good look as he gets to the line of scrimmage, and he goes down after a gain of 1.
Yeah, Michael Ivey and also Kobe Vinegar, two standout linebackers, both second-team all-conference players for Trotwood, combined to be able to make that tackle. It's been really, really bad so far, but it's only 13-0, and you got the ball. A lot of game left. You could just have to be able to try to continue to move the chains, make something happen, get back within one score as we see that terrific hit. Nice form tackle, and that was Kobe Vinegar actually that made that, the big junior.
Huffman out of the shotgun, fires it out left, it's caught, and then the big tight end Case Childs goes out of bounds near the first down marker. We'll see if they will get him a first down.
And the 6'4" junior who was named WBL first team tight end with his 8th catch of the season moves the chains for the Redskins.
Personnel substitutions for the Redskins as they line up for a first down. They have put together 4 first downs so far in this game.
So again, not normal for Wapak, known as a rushing team. Actually has 54 yards passing, only 23 on the ground so far. But again, that's kind of what the Rams are known for. They're pretty good against the run, as we just saw right there again. With that time, Roland Wilder, again, the University of Kentucky Wildcat commit, making the play right there on the counter.
And Miracle limping off the field there as we take another look at it.
You see that counter play, usually kind of a big one, doesn't get blocked at all there by Ryan Loudon, who is pulling.
So the loss of 2 on the play brings up a second down and 12. Locke in the backfield now. with Cockrell. Huffman under center. And he is back to pass, rolling out to the near side. Now looking downfield, he's going to run it himself. And he'll pick up positive yards to the 39-yard line, but only a couple on the play.
And something they might want to come back to when they run that play, they had Nate Elsass on the back post who had a couple steps on the DB there for Trotwood. That's something that sometimes the coaches see up in the press box to try to see if they can come back to later in the game.
Well, Huffman picks up 5 yards on that carry. Redskins now facing a 3rd down and 7. They are 2 out of 3 on 3rd down so far tonight.
Both those conversions come on passes. Ooh, and it looks like Bourne that time tried to snap the ball and kind of whiffed on.
Well, that's the first snap infraction we've seen this year.
Usually snap infractions where you kind of start to snap it, then you stop. This time he tried to snap it, either his hand fell off of it or his hand wasn't on it, or you watch long enough, you see some stuff you haven't seen before.
I guess so. 3rd down and 12 now. So the Redskins had a 3rd down and 7. That was tough enough to manage. Now they have a 3rd down and 12 to face. They come out with 3 receivers. Locke, the lone wide out on the near side of the field. And Huffman back to pass. He lobs it out left side, and it is incomplete. Good defensive coverage there on the near side by the Rams.
And Duver Glass was right on that comeback route for Cameron Locke.
So now a 4th down, and Locke is going to be back to kick this one away. Caleb Johnson, the leading receiver for the Rams, back to receive it. He stands at his own 32-yard line. Locke puts the foot into it. Good kick, driving Johnson back to the 25. And he will take it to the far side of the field. He is hemmed in, now escapes. Flag comes down as Johnson goes down at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that's going to be a block in the back. That's going to move the ball and give the Rams actually poor field position for the first time all game.
Marcus South, the Redskin that finally brought Johnson down on the far side of the field. And the flag is at the 27-yard line. So the longest field of the night for the Rams as they'll start at their own 17-yard line. Paul, you mentioned the long runs that Hargrove has snapped off already this year. So he is a threat from any spot on the field.
And Hargrove has 111 yards already in this game on only 10 carries.
A flag comes down as before this play gets started, and then the Rams are going to back themselves up another 5.
So already their 7th penalty of the game. Trotwood, again, hurting themselves, but incrementally hurting themselves with little nickel-dimer penalties.
Paul, this kind of has a feel of that Dayton-Belmont game, because Belmont came out and they had the running back whose name escapes me right now, but he ran for over 100 yards in the first quarter against the Redskins that night as well.
Well, he did, but he also got injured in the second drive. And the other real big difference was Wapak was scoring themselves offensively.
Here is Hargrove. He's met at the line of scrimmage and stopped. Coming in to make this stop is Jared Cockrell.
Actually, it's his brother Jake Cockrell made the play coming from his defensive end spot. So the first negative play given with Hargrove carrying the ball.
Well, it looks like they'll give him a yard on the carry, so a 2nd down and 14.
You know, we're going to count 1-yard gains as negative plays.
I think with this kid carrying the ball, I think you have to. One receiver wide to the near side, and it looks like the Rams are going to take a timeout here before this play. It looked like there was some confusion out there with the formation. 8:04 remaining here in the half. The Rams with the lead. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TSC can save you money.
How?
TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's Emerge?
The Emerge bundle plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet in one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge bundle plan only from TSC.
TSC. Give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Call TSC.
When you see an orange truck, you think GA Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange GA Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because GA Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, GA Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange GA Windsor & Son truck, think green.
Well, the Rams coming out of a timeout, facing a 2nd down and 14 from deep in their own territory. They come out with 3 receivers here. And Stevens Peppers is back to pass, fires it left side. It goes in and out of the hands of Huffman and then is hauled in by the Redskins. I think that was Elsas.
Yes, it was Nate Elsas as Aaron Huffman did a little volleyball bump to get the ball up to him. And Elsas, who had 3 fumble recoveries on the year, but I believe that's his first interception. And the Redskins able to get their first turnover and break of the game and get tremendous field position. As you can see, ball not really well thrown at all. Huffman, a little bit surprised, goes through, but bailed out by his teammate, and he'll take that right now as they get the ball at the 29-yard line, their best field position of the night.
Huge stop for the Redskin defense and exactly what they needed. A short field to work with here offensively as they trail by a couple of scores. Huffman will hand it off. It'll be Landon Hall over the right side, and he plows his way down to the 26-yard line.
I'll tell you what, look at all the white jerseys around Landon Hall. This Ram defense really flies to the football.
Solid gain of 3 on 1st down. Brings up a 2nd down and 7 now. Miracle will check out as Cockrell checks in.
And so they got Cockrell and Hall in the game at the same time, which is kind of unusual for Coach Moyer.
They have Cockrell lined up in a wing on the left, and they put him in motion across the backfield. It's a pitch to Cameron Locke, who finds the right side. He takes a hard hit at the 21-yard line and goes down a yard shy of the 1st down at the 20-yard line.
And that's the same play where they wanted to run when Locke fumbled for the 2nd time of the game, just running some quick motion, get a quick pitch, get out on the edge. As you can see, for tonight so far, that's one of their better runs. Brings up a 3rd and short.
This Trotwood Madison team has shown some pretty good hitting defensively. Huffman tries the hard snap count. They will hand it off to Hall. He gets upended as he gets to the line of scrimmage, and it looks like he's going to be short about a yard.
Yeah, Kobe Vinegar, the 2nd time we've seen him make a tremendous hit right at the line of scrimmage. Minimal gain. Maybe they're going to call it a 4th and 1, but I would say it's a long one.
Well, they need to get inside the 19-yard line for that 1st down.
And I would say, any 4th down in a playoff game is critical, but considering how this game is going, not being able to take advantage of this turnover, this is a critical 4th down.
6 minutes remaining here in the half. Handoff. Locke going to the right side. He'll fall forward and pick up the 1st down.
Just enough drive right there, especially led by Cole Hogan, to just get enough of a soft spot on the right-hand side, and a great kick-out block by Landon Hall. Moves the change for the Redskins.
Now Trotwood won the toss and deferred to the 2nd half, so they would get the ball to start the 2nd half, but the Redskins can ease that pain a little bit by getting into the end zone here.
And they're just going to focus on the now, which is they're in the red zone. They need to come up with points and not just 3 points. They need to get a touchdown.
Locke takes the pitch, going for the left side. He'll cut it back, but he is met by 3 white jerseys and stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Just the pursuit of that Rams defense is just incredible. If they force Cameron Locke to ease up a little bit on his cut, there are going to be several Ram helmets right there on him.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 now. Huffman will jog in with the play. Ethan Good, the lone wideout, he lines up to the right side. They have Cockrell in there in motion as that's Miracle. And Huffman is back to pass. Under pressure, fires it out to the right side, and it's caught inside the 15 at the 11-yard line as Miracle fights for that one and comes away with the catch.
I tell you what, that was a great catch because Caleb Johnson met him as soon as the ball was there, so great job holding on to it. Nice pickup, but it is going to be a couple yards short.
Yeah, so the Redskins facing a 3rd down and 2 here.
And considering you're down 13 points, this again is going to be 4-down territory for Coach Moyer. Can't settle for a 3-point attempt, even with a great kicker like they have.
Mm-hmm. Handoff, Landon Hall, right side, met at the line of scrimmage. Good effort, but I don't know that he got much of a gain there.
No, he probably got about half of it. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 10, which would be just about a yard.
And it looks like Coach Moyer will settle for the field goal here. Tristan Meyer, who hit 2 field goals last week, one of 41 yards, one of 37, will line up here to try a 27-yard field goal attempt. Hold is down, and Huffman, and Tristan Meyer's kick is up and through. So with 3:41 left in this one, the Rams' lead is cut to 10. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Well, the Redskins created the first turnover of the night for the Rams, and they're able to convert it into 3 points as they took the ball 19 yards on 8 plays in 4 minutes and 16 seconds. And a 27-yard field goal by Tristan Meyer makes it a 13-3 game. And, Paul, when you look at those drive numbers, 8 plays, 19 yards in 4 minutes and 16 seconds, that's tough sledding.
Yeah, and that's not what Walpock's done all year. They've kind of been a big play offense with shorter drives, but their average per play is 3.7 right now, and you never see a squib kick to where they're going to result in fairly good field position for the Rams. So, the positive thing is you got on the board, you got 3 points. Unfortunately, you're down 2 scores yet, but a lot of ball game left.
Well, they'll spot that one at the 36-yard line for the Rams. And that's where the Redskins defense will come back out onto the field. They were able to create an interception on the last possession by the Rams. Handoff, Hargrove up the middle, and he will be spun down as he gets to the 46-yard line, close to another Rams first down.
Yeah, the best way to not throw another interception is just continue to give the ball number 6. If you remember, the 2 times they've been stopped was actually they had a 3rd down in their own red zone, and they threw on 3rd and 4th down. And then last drive, they threw an interception. So having a lot more success with the running game have the Rams.
And they'll go to that running game again. Here's Hargrove off the right side. He gets into the secondary and will be wrestled out of bounds as he gets to the Redskin 35-yard line. Boy, the way he has run the ball tonight, it's a wonder why they would ever think of doing anything else.
Yeah, he is a dynamic playmaker. And, again, I don't want to discredit him because, he has a lot to do with it. But that offensive line is the biggest we've seen all year. And they are having their way on the line of scrimmage.
First down for the Rams at the Redskin 35. They put a man in motion across the backfield. Handoff again, Hargrove going to the right side. He's going to pick up 7 yards and go out of bounds on the far side of the field. Boy, he picked up 7 yards before he was touched.
Well, individual block. Kendall Turner on the right tackle is matched up with Marcus South. That's a 100-pound difference. Marcus South is 190-pound, which is not small. But when you're going to get someone 6'4", 290, that's an experienced football player. That's some tough sledding.
Mm-hmm. Second down and 3. 3 receivers set for the Rams. Handoff, Hargrove, left side, and he's wrestled down. He'll be close to the first down at the 25. We'll see where they spot it. Yeah, I believe that was Keel that pulled him down.
Yeah, Dylan Keel able to scrape off and be able to take down Hargrove. Appears to be just short.
So a third down and a short 1 for the Rams.
Now only the third down of the game for Trotwood. They're 0 for 2, but then they did go for it on 4th down each time. None of those third downs as short as this one.
So they will bring it in tight here on 3rd and 1. And it will be Stevens Peppers to take it himself, and he dives over the pile to the 24-yard line, and that's going to be a first down.
And they try to get a little bit of movement off the Redskins by going unbalanced line, trying to get them to shift away to loosen up that middle a little bit. And that's the first down conversion on 3rd down for the Rams.
Less than 2 minutes to play here in the half. Rams moving toward the end zone again. They lead 13-3. And off the left side is Hargrove. He'll get down to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, that's actually Bogan in there for the second time going off the left-hand side. His stint there is short as Hargrove comes back and checks in for him.
Three-yard pickup on the first down. Now a lot of shifting for the Rams offensively. Stevens Peppers under center. Handoff Hargrove. He's hit in the backfield and brought down for a loss. Marcus South coming in from the right side to make the stop.
And when you're not as big, you have to play to your advantages. And your advantages is probably going to be quickness. And Marcus South just pinched in from the defensive end, as we can see right there. Was totally unblocked as he was able to cross the face of the tight end, Roland Walder, and makes the play in the backfield.
So now a 3rd down and 10, 8th play of the drive coming up for the Rams. And this is a direct snap to going off to the right side. First time we've seen Kobe Vinegar carrying the ball.
Yeah, he's had some limited carries for the year, but their standout linebacker, we've seen him with a couple big hits. That time he does get a decent run, gets about half of the yardage needed.
So now a 4th down coming up for the Rams, and Paul, just 21 seconds remaining in the half. We'll keep it here as the Rams threatening to score again. Obviously their kicking game, not much of a threat, especially from this distance.
No, so it's just going to be a matter of, they want to put the ball on the ground, keep the ball on the ground and go with number 6, or put the ball up in the air, which they opted to do in the first quarter, which was the first time they were stopped when they had the incompletion in the end zone. So interesting to see what Coach Jeff Graham dials up, but it is imperative that the Redskins kind of keep the deficit here at 10. Mm-hmm. They feel like they're almost down more, and as you mentioned, Trotwood does get the ball to start with the second half. You definitely need to get a stop here to be able to maintain some striking distance.
The Rams through the air, 2 of 5 for 22 yards, and they have an interception. They will come out with 4 receivers set here. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and Peppers out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, fires it out left side. That one is going to be caught and then dropped. And the ball will go over to the Redskins on downs with just 17 seconds left in the half.
And Nate Alsace, who had the interception last drive, broke on that perfectly to time it up to knock it away to thwart the Rams once again. We can see in the shotgun just a little stop route and tremendous timing there as McConnell was open, but not for long with Alsace on the break.
So if you're Coach Moyer, what do you dial up here with these 17 seconds?
Looks like they're going to dial on kneeling the ball down, going to halftime, and talk about it.
Okay. So the victory formation for the Redskins here as they take a knee. And they will go to the locker room trailing by 10 in a first half that could have gone much worse for the Redskins, I think, considering the 2 turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Considering the 2 big turnovers and just the way that the flow of the game has been, being down 10 could be a lot worse.
Halftime here at Spartan Stadium. The Redskins trail by 10. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Hello? Call dropped? Hello? No more minutes? Lost your phone? Don't worry. Telephone service from TSC is always crystal clear. Never runs out of minutes. Never has a dead battery. And most importantly, in an emergency, it displays your address for 911. Plus, TSC keeps you connected with free calling in our expanded calling area. Ask about telephone service from TSC today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
We are state of the art.
We are professional. Thank you. You're welcome. Have a great day. We are service you can trust.
We are here for you.
With custom fabrication, a variety of roofing options, and exceptional roofing knowledge and expertise, Frost Roofing is committed to providing top-notch quality service on every project. To learn more, visit us online at frost-roofing.com and follow us on social media.
Halftime here at Spartan Stadium in the regional final ball game between the Trotwood Madison Rams and the Wapakoneta Redskins. And the Rams on top at the break, 13-3. And Paul, kind of a sloppy first quarter for the Redskins, put them in a hole.
Yeah, turnovers were the big key, and we're going to see those here with the game recap.
First offensive play of the ball game for the Redskins, and Cameron Locke got hit and lost the handle, and then later in that first quarter and not able to handle the pitch there, and that led to these 2 Rams touchdowns, both in the hands of Hargrove. That's the first one, and then he was able to get into the end zone again on this short run here. Good ball game, or a good first half for the Rams offensively. The Redskins were able to turn the tide a little bit when they came up with this interception. Batted out of the air by Huffman and corralled by Alsace. And the Redskins were able to get on the board following that interception on this Tristan Meyer 27-yard field goal. That brought us to our halftime score of 13-3. So the Redskins dodged, they give up the 2 touchdowns on the 2 turnovers early, but they played a little bit better defensively in the second quarter, had a big stop on a 4th down late in the second quarter, and take a 10-point deficit into the locker room. Paul, let's take a look at first half statistics.
Yeah, we'll start off with individual statistics, and far and away, Hargrove leading the way with 146 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns. Stevens Peppers only 2 for 6 passing for 22 yards, including 1 interception. Over to Wapak, Cameron Locke so far really being held in check with only 31 yards on 10 carries, including those 2 fumbles that we saw. Aaron Huffman's been kind of a bright spot offensively as he's 7 for 10 passing for 62 yards, where Laux caught 3 of those passes and Port Miracles caught 2 of those passes. Overall, looking at the team statistics, Trotwood has more than doubled the Wapak production with 203 yards total compared to only 98 for the Wapak. The turnovers, as we saw the highlights of, Trotwood with a +1 advantage with only 1 turnover for themselves, and the Redskins with 2. And all of our points so far have come off turnovers.
Well, the downside for the Redskins is that Trotwood will send their powerful offense back out onto the field to start the second half, so they will have to make some defensive adjustments to slow down the Rams. We'll be back with the start of the second half after this. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TV everywhere.
TV everywhere?
That's right, everywhere. You can watch TV from your tablet, your phone, your laptop, any mobile device, anywhere you want.
Laundromat?
Yes.
Grocery store?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
What if I wanted to watch TV at home?
All your favorite networks all the time. It's TV everywhere from TSC.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Welcome back to Spartan Stadium for the start of the second half here in Lima. The Redskins on the short end of a 13-3 score, and they will have to send their defense out to start this second half as the Rams won the toss and elected to receive.
So a reminder that this is a regional final game in Region 10. There are 3 other games in Division 3 that are being played. Akron Archbishop Hoban is taking on Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's at the University of Akron in Region 7. In Region 8, the big showdown between Cleveland Benedictine, the #1 team in the state, against Toledo Central Catholic, the defending state champs at Bellevue. And the Region 9 final is Jackson versus Zanesville. The winners of these 4 games will move on to the state semifinals at sites to be determined. And in a change from last year, they are going to re-bracket next week, and they will not announce those matchups until Sunday.
I think I said that the Rams elected to receive. They deferred to the second half, and that's why they will have the ball here.
So the last time the Redskins kicked off, instead of letting Tristan Meyer kick it deep, they opted for an onside kick, a squib kick. The Rams have reacted to where their deep men are only at the 18-yard line.
Meyer puts the foot into it. That's going to back up the return man, as this one is going to hit and roll into the end zone for a touchback. So the Rams will start their first possession of the second half at their own 20-yard line.
So a little bit of a benefit with going with the squib kick once, gave up some good field position, allows them to kind of kick it past the dangerous return men of the Rams, and now they're going to start at the 20-yard line.
So the Redskins with a 10-point deficit to overcome here in this second half. And we'll see if they could make some adjustments in the locker room to slow down Hargrove, who has had a big night so far.
He's tough to slow down, but I tell you what, they did hold the Rams scoreless in that second quarter.
This is Hargrove off the right side, and he will get out across the 25 and go down after picking up about 8 yards to the 28.
And, you know, that's kind of what he's been averaging on the night. And, again, they're not doing anything special as we have a player slow to get up. It is Hargrove. Just running straight ISO plays, base blocking, lead blocking with the fullback.
And Hargrove still looks like he's shaking up a little bit back there. He is staying in the game. Key players for each of the last 2 teams that the Redskins have played have exited the ball game with injuries. Hargrove again with the carry, this time right side, picks up the first down and more. He's across the 40, and a foot race at midfield. He brings it to the near side, and he is going to be off to the races. Inside the 20, 10, 5, and into the end zone for a touchdown.
So that is going to be a 72-yard touchdown after he got up gimpy, thinking he might need to come out. He showed no signs of being gimpy as he's able to coast into the end zone for the third touchdown of the game. And that's something Wapak has been able to do, is kind of contain the big play. But this time, Ravon Hargrove busts out big time.
So that will bring it to a 19-3 score, and Rams not certain what they're going to do here as far as the extra point goes, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to opt to go for 2 here. Which, if you go by the book, wouldn't really make sense, because you're up 16 right now, which is a 2-possession game. An extra point puts you up 17, which is now a 3-possession game. But I think this just comes down to they missed the last extra point.
Mm-hmm.
Result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, 6 of the offense, 15-yard penalty.
So there you see the reason for the delay there, is the officials penalizing Trotwood Madison for an unsportsmanlike conduct after that touchdown.
Yeah, they're going to call it on Hargrove. I didn't really see exactly what happened. A lot of times in that case, it could be a taunting play, but irregardless, they'll be taking on the kickoff, which may lead to some better field position for the Redskins. But immediately right now, there's going to be a 2-point conversion as they move the ball to the right hash.
So Hargrove, after the long run, is in the backfield on the left hip of Stevens Peppers, who is in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right, and Stevens Peppers will roll out that way. Now reverses field, trying to go up the middle. He's going to be hit and stopped short of the goal line, so the 2-point conversion is no good. And with 10:58 remaining here in the third quarter, the Redskins trail 19-3. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Sure, you don't need a set-top box to watch cable, but without one, you're not getting everything your TV has to offer. Add a set-top box from TSC to your television and get more channels. Get a channel guide that tells you all about the shows. Run multiple devices through one universal remote, and you can even add DVR and HD channels. Get everything your TV has to offer with a set-top box. Call TSC and ask for your set-top box today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Come out to Astro Lanes in the Loft Bar and Grill, where you can find great food, good drinks, fun games, and of course, bowling. Astro Lanes, a great place to spend some spare time.
Well, the Rams got right back on the groove in the offensive category. 2 plays, 80 yards, and 1 minute and 2 seconds. 72-yard touchdown run by Hargrove. 2-point conversion was no good, and the Redskins now face a 19-3 deficit as they will get the ball back. Should have a good field position, Paul, as you mentioned, as the Rams will have to kick it off from their own 25-yard line. And the kicking game has not been a real strength of the Rams so far tonight. Locke will field it at the 35, and he is up to midfield and into Rams territory at the 49-yard line. So the Redskin offense back out onto the field for the first time in the second half.
And it's very important that they get the ball in the end zone. We saw this last week against Mount Healthy. Mount Healthy defense gave up over 21 points a game coming in, and the Redskins were able to only get in the end zone 1 time. This Trotwood Madison Rams defense, while they're pretty good too, they also give up about 21 points a game. the Redskins need to be able to get in the end zone if they want to be able to stay in this ball game.
Well, the Redskins spreading it out here, and Locke wide open down the center of the field, and he can't haul it in at the 20-yard line. So an incompletion as Cameron Locke looked like he had a touchdown down the middle of the field.
Yeah, he was wide open going the middle on the post pattern, but what I think he seemed to do was the ball was a little bit up in the air, so he slowed down and felt the need that he was going to need to speed up in a real hurry to be able to escape. So I think he started to go right before the ball got there. As you can see him starting to turn his shoulders and his head upfield, and that's going to cost the Redskins a chance at a big play.
Well, they really spread the offense out on that play. They had 5 receivers in that set. We'll see if that's something they continue to do here as they come out now with 3 receivers.
And again, the Achilles heel of this Trotwood defense is their pass defense.
And Huffman, trouble on the exchange. That ball is loose. The Rams are saying they have it, and the officials agree.
The third lost fumble of the game, the second mishandled snap. The first one didn't cost them, but this one does. So, again, mistakes by the Redskins. Missed opportunity on a long pass, and then a lost fumble again as Bogan jumps on it for the Redskins, as again ball just doesn't come up cleanly to Huffman.
And very uncharacteristic the way that the Redskins have turned the ball over tonight. Stevens Peppers will be under center with 3 receivers to choose from. He will hand it off to Hargrove. Comes to the near side across midfield, cuts it up to the center of the field at the 40, and he is going to be spun down as a flag comes down near the 30-yard line, and that looked like a face mask penalty.
Yeah, they're going to get Cody Klosterman getting the face mask as Hargrove as they get that sorted out a little bit. But, when you're in the playoffs and it's win or go home, eventually you're probably going to run into a team that is going to be better than you and your season's going to end. But you want to do it going down fighting, playing your best football. And so far right now the Redskins have at least a couple turnovers. Here, we'll listen to the penalty.
5-yard penalty, and at the end of the run, first down.
And if you get fumble on a big hit, that's one thing. The other team's making a play, but when you fumble snaps and do other things that are unforced, it is really, really hard to digest sometimes.
So 5 yards tacked on to the end of that run, and a stoppage of play here as this play gets started. Another false start against the Rams. That'll be the 9th penalty against Trotwood Madison tonight.
Dead ball foul, false start, 73 offense, 5-yard penalty, remain first down.
So that pushes the Rams back out to the 31-yard line. Stevens Peppers under center. Hargrove will get this play off. A handoff goes off the left side, and a yard gain there for the Rams.
And that's Bogan, again, who's nearly a 1,000-yard rusher himself, but not nearly the dynamic presence that Hargrove is.
So with that gain, they actually spot that down to the 29-yard line. 2nd down and 13 coming up. Stevens Peppers under center. Hargrove back in there, and he will take the handoff going to the right side. And he's going to fight his way down inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. So a 4th down coming up now. 3rd down coming up for the Rams.
And Keel and Cockrell combining in on that tackle from the linebacker spot. 2 very decorated linebacking corps for both teams kind of going at it tonight. You see Hargrove going off the field on 3rd down.
The 3rd down and 7. And the Rams have gone to the air in this situation before. Bogle in the backfield. And he will get the carry. Going to the right side. Trying to get to the corner, and he will cut it up. Takes a pretty good hit, and it looks like he's going to be short of the first down.
Yeah, but he got a good lot of it. You know, this is going to bring up a 4th and really short. And bringing up the big offense. See number 67 hopping in there.
Mm-hmm. That's a short hop.
Yeah, that's Reed, the junior, only 387 pounds.
8 minutes to play here, third quarter. A timeout going to be taken by the Rams before this 4th down play. We'll take a timeout as well. Rams on top here in the regional finals. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Wapakoneta Daily News, bringing you local news and more since 1905. With subscriptions starting at just 35 cents a day, the Wapakoneta Daily News is Wapak's source for timely local coverage of news, sports, classifieds, entertainment, and more. The Wapakoneta Daily News. Subscribe online today.
Well, the Rams coming out of a timeout facing a 4th down and 1.
And this is their 4th time they're going for it on 4th down. They've only been successful on 1 so far.
Ball at the Redskins' 17-yard line. Handoff up the middle, Hargrove. He's got the 1st down and more. He's going to be down close to the 10-yard line. When the big fella's up front, clearing a path for Hargrove all night tonight.
It is, and you know, man for man, Trotwood's offensive line is just so much bigger than the defensive front of Wapak, and it's really kind of showing through. You know, you got Turner at 290, Clark at 251, Stewart 267, Edwards at 270, and Harris at 283. Just absolutely enormous for a school this size.
Handoff. Bogan, he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage and wrestled back. Loses his lid as he goes down after that run.
Yeah, that's WBL defensive lineman of the year, Corey Crawford, gets in there and makes the big tackle.
So that stop will bring up a 2nd down and goal. And a flag comes down late. And it looks like maybe some extracurricular over there on the far side. So that's going to go against the Rams and back them up. It was going to be 2nd down and goal from the 9. And maybe there's a little too much chatter over there on the far sideline, Paul.
Yeah, and remember, because it's a dead ball, the down does count. So they do not get that down back. It will remain 2nd down.
Dead ball foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Coaching staff.
So that 15 yards marches them back outside the 20 to the 24-yard line. And that's a big difference.
It's a big difference, but, you know, they have a weapon if they choose to continue to keep the ball on the ground, number 6, who sometimes it doesn't matter if it's going to be 10 yards or more than that.
2nd down and goal from the 24-yard line.
Although that's their 10th penalty of the game for 84 yards.
They pass it out to the near side, and it's caught. A stiff arm at the 24-yard line and up to the 20, a 4-yard gain. And that was McConnell, I believe, on the reception.
Yeah, again, a big stiff arm there. Nate Alsace kind of getting up a little bit slow. He's played a whale of a game at the secondary for the Redskins. So again, Trotwood not really big in the air type of team. Peppers only 3 for 7 passing for 26 yards. Comparison, 330 on the ground.
Well, on a 3rd down and goal from the 20, they will line up in the shotgun with 4 receivers. Hargrove in the backfield, left hip of the quarterback, Stevens Peppers. He fires it over the middle of the field, and that one is incomplete at the goal line.
And I tell you what, a pass just a little bit higher up, and McConnell might have been in the end zone for a touchdown. He had inside leverage on Alsace on that play on the skinny post pattern. Sometimes the referees get everything. Sometimes they don't get all the calls. In the truck, I think they're going to show us something that I think the officials missed. So we're supposed to look at 79 there. Looks like that's
pretty good.
Kendall Turner taking down Logan Ricker.
4th and goal from the 20. 4 receivers again for Stevens Peppers, who gets some pressure this time, fires it out to the right, and because he was getting that pressure, had to release that one early, and an incompletion will give the ball back to the Redskins.
Yeah, there's a flag down, but it looks like it's going to be on Trotwood, perhaps an illegal formation, otherwise they would have blown it dead.
Yeah, Corey Crawford applying the pressure that forced Stevens Peppers to get rid of that one before he wanted to.
And, Corey Crawford, as senior, and it's at this time in the ball game, a lot of times these senior players start to look at their own football mortality a little bit, to where if they don't get things going, this may be their last time, wearing their school's uniform. So playing with a sense of desperation, and maybe that's what the Redskins need.
Well, that's the 3rd time the Redskins defense has been able to stop the Rams on 4th down, and they will give it back to their offense. And up the middle for 5 is Landon Hall.
And a pretty good gain there on 1st down by going up the middle. Hall and Cockrell haven't got, those 5-6 yard gains that they've been getting so far tonight. So maybe that's a good start.
It'll be Hall in the backfield again. Locke lines up in a wing on the left. And he goes in motion. Hall again on the carry. Fights his way up the middle, and he picks up about 3 out to the 28-yard line. So a 3rd down and short for the Redskins coming up. But there you see the time winding down here in this 3rd quarter. We're closing in on 5 minutes to play already.
Yeah, Wapak 2 for 6 so far on 3rd down conversions.
Huffman will be under center. Hall and Locke in the backfield behind him. It will be Locke this time, coming to the near side. And he'll get to the corner, but met there by a couple of Rams as he gets close to the 30-yard line. We'll see where they spot it, but it looks like he's going to be short of the 1st down.
Yeah, he's definitely marked short. So decision time. Normally this would be a no-doubt punt, but it's the playoffs. You're in the regional finals. It's 3rd and short. It's 4th and short. You're inside your own 30. Coach Moyers looks like he's going to go for it.
Redskins 1 out of 2 on 4th down conversions so far tonight. They line Miracle up wide to the near side. Good is lined up wide to the right. Pitch goes to Locke, coming to the near side, and he will fight his way up for the 1st down to the 33-yard line.
A little trend breaker call there on the short yardage play. Instead of going between the tackles like most teams like to, including the Redskins, the quick pitch to the outside, I think, caught the Rams off guard a little bit, and a little bit easier 4th down conversion than probably expected.
So they'll spot that one at the 34.
So again, Wapak comes into the game averaging on the ground nearly 240 yards, so far being held to 50 on 23 carries.
Yeah, they have had to lean on the arm of Aaron Huffman a little bit more than they normally do. He is back to pass again. Lobs it up the near side. Intended for Locke, but a little bit overthrown. And incomplete on first down.
Yeah, running that too deep coverage, there's usually kind of a little dead spot that you can hit. But that time, Kobe Vinegar was going to be able to make the play if the ball was on target there. It needs to be thrown just a slight bit quicker.
Under 4 minutes to play here, third quarter. And the Redskins facing a second down and 10 now. Locke will line up wide to the left. Landon Hall in the backfield in the shotgun with Huffman, and flags come down as this play gets started as the Redskins moved early.
Yeah, there's a little flinch, and that's enough to be able to draw the flag.
That is already the 14th penalty called in this ball game, but only the 4th on the Redskins.
Yeah, but right now the Redskins can't afford to go backwards. You know, they need to eliminate, not just reduce, but eliminate all negative plays if they hope to be able to mount a comeback.
They need a big play offensively. They have not had a big play, meaning something over 20 yards. Huffman under some pressure now, rolling out, stops, and throws that one into the sidelines. So he avoids the big loss of yardage, but a third down and long coming up.
Nope, he's not going to avoid it because they're going to call intentional grounding. Coach Moore is going to try to fight and say that Case Childs was in the area. You know, we'll see if he's successful in that argument or not. But again, the difference between high school and then the pros and college is they don't have the rule of no intentional grounding outside the pocket. In college and pros, this would not be intentional grounding because he would have been outside the pocket and the ball got to the line of scrimmage. But in high school football, they still have not changed that rule. I personally would like to for player safety. Well, properly marked off, that's not actually the right call. Legal forward pass is, it's actually intentional grounding should have been the call. A major penalty. You know, it's third, and they have to get all the way out to the 44-yard line. And
I think Huffman would agree with your player safety suggestion. He took a lick from 4 different guys after getting rid of that ball.
So they're going to call this a third and 32.
Well, the Redskins will line up with 3 receivers. Huffman with time, back to pass, fires it right side. That one is tipped away. Nice play there defensively by McConnell. And it'll bring up a 4th down and forever for the Redskins.
And actually pretty fortunate it was only tipped away. You know, that was a split second away from being a pick 6.
Yes. Redskins deep in their own territory, forced to kick this one away, and it'll be Locke back to kick it away from his own goal line.
Only the second punt of the game for both teams.
Johnson is back to receive it, and he muffs the kick. And his return now across the 40. A flag comes down. He is hit at the 50 and knocked down right at the midfield stripe, but this one looks like it's going to be headed back toward the Rams side of the field.
So it'll come back, but sometimes, you know, you need to get, and then another penalty comes up. But sometimes you need some bounces to go your way. And, you know, for the Rams, the ball went through Johnson's hands, but instead bounced right back up to him.
Well, we'll see if the Redskins are able to put up a stop here. And the 2 penalties here, as the ball was put down right at the 50-yard line. We'll see if we can get another look at the...
Well, there's a good chance that both of these fouls will be against the Rams, and because One was a dead ball. They both should be enforced.
So the initial penalty, where the flag lays at the 38-yard line, they'll mark that one off. That was a block in the back. So that will put him back to the 28. So we'll look at that second penalty. That was a real...
Yeah, it's going to be Juwan Hunter is who they called it on.
Okay. So there's the personal foul call that came after the end of the play.
Probably a little bit unnecessary. That's actually 45, Darius Stevens.
Harry's Hargrove. A couple of nice moves in the backfield before he goes down near the 20-yard line. So 6 yards on the carry for Hargrove on first down.
And that wasn't one of his biggest runs, but it kind of showcases just how good he is. Jared Cockrell, one of the best tacklers in the area, first-team WBL player, he was able to make him entirely miss when Jared Cockrell hardly misses any tackles.
Second down and 4 now for the Rams. 3 receivers set. Hargrove dotting the I. He takes the handoff again, straight up the middle, and he's going to get close to the first down near the 25-yard line.
Man, it looks like they are going to give him the first down. And, you know, even though Hargrove's not a real big man at 165, you know, for, you know, a small stature he is, he packs a little bit of a wallop. Cockrell came up and made the stick right there, but, you know, that time Hargrove was able to, you know, kind of win that battle, push forward for the first down.
Well, Paul, I think coming into the game, we saw his big numbers on the ground, and we kind of expected the speed, having seen him at the end of the game last year, but I have been impressed with his ability to break tackles. He slides out to the near side and goes down hard near the line of scrimmage.
And 3 straight plays, those two have met, and that time Cockrell got the better. And Hargrove's come up a little bit of woozy on that particular play, as he might have got him in the helmet.
Take another look at that one.
So one of the few slow developing plays, you can see Hargrove gets away from Keel, off balance a little bit and low, and kind of a glancing blow with the helmet from Cockrell.
Now Hargrove will exit the ball game as he goes off to the sideline there. The last time he came up woozy after a play, he ripped off 72 yards on the next play. Bogan is in the backfield to spell Hargrove. They fake the handoff to him, and Stevens Peppers rolls out to the right, fires it downfield where it's caught across the 40-yard line, gets a block across midfield, down the far sideline, and finally being wrestled down by Cameron Locke is Caleb Johnson, who picks up big yardage inside the 30-yard line of the Redskins.
The leading receiver for this Ram offense, Caleb Johnson, gets wide open on the corner route, found a dead spot in the defense of the Redskins, and gets a big chunk of yardage, which when number 6 has been on the sidelines has been rare.
46 yards on that connection with Johnson, and he does a good job after the play there, or after the catch rather, putting the move on and using that blocker.
Yeah, and far and away the biggest pass play for Trotwood on that play. They only had 26 passing yards prior to that play. Trotwood really extending their overall yardage advantage, now up to nearly 400 yards total offense at 386. Wapak at just 112.
Well, this is a team that can control the ball. In their ball game last week against Tippecanoe, they held the ball for over 41 minutes in that game.
Whew.
So one wide out here, and Bogan again the carry. He goes off to the right side, and he picks up 9. So the Redskins have not had an answer for either running back so far tonight for the Rams. And it looks like Hargrove is going to check back into the game.
Well, last year in that epic 4 overtime matchup against between these two teams, the Rams still had a lot of rushing yards. In fact, that in last year's game they ran for 341 yards against Wapak, and Trotwood is already approaching that, and it's not the fourth quarter yet.
Hargrove will get the handoff, escapes to the left side, turns the corner at the 20, down the near sideline, and he is going to go out of bounds inside the 5.
Now you think that the Redskins were going to be able to cut off that edge, but he is just so quick to get to that edge. That's something that you can't see in practice. You can't replicate that in practice.
Now you see Hargrove pointing to his blockers. 20 yards on the carry, and he will exit the game again.
You can see this getting to the outside, able to go to the outside, and you think Huffman and Maddox Lyles will be able to get that corner, but we're able to get to, and Hargrove is at 296 yards for the game already.
Wow.
And as mentioned, it's not even the fourth quarter.
He has put on a display over the last 4 ball games. Bogan takes the handoff, and he goes to the right side, loses the lid as he gets into the end zone on the right. And another touchdown for the Rams. Second time we've seen Bogan lose that helmet.
And that'd be Bogan's 12th touchdown on the ground for the year.
Well, the Rams will kick this extra point. And I believe they have a different kicker out there than in the first half. This looks like James Parker. And the official stopping play here before this extra point attempt.
And something I was under the impression of, if someone loses their helmet, the play is supposed to be whistled dead immediately. So as long as he was in the end zone when the helmet came off, that would still be a touchdown. But in theory, if he was outside of the end zone, that shouldn't have counted.
Parker able to split the uprights here. No, he missed it. Wide to the right, it looks like. So with 1:06 remaining third quarter, the Rams on top. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Strength is about so much more than the body. It's about being together, serving, sharing, and caring for those around us. It's about keeping score in the heart rather than on a scoreboard. Be a part of a community that builds more than your body. At the Wapakoneta Family YMCA.
For over 100 years, the Stolly Insurance Team has been looking out for you.
We have access to major insurance companies all over the country. And together, we can customize an insurance program that will offer you the best coverage for the best premiums.
Let us look out for you. Give us a call for a personalized proposal today.
Proudly featuring Motorist Insurance, Stolly Insurance in Lima, Wapak, Salina, and Lakeview. Representing Motorist Insurance Group and other fine insurance companies. Stolly Insurance.
Back here at Spartan Stadium in Lima, and things have gone the Rams' way to this point as they lead 25-3. The last possession for the Rams, 7 plays, 60 yards, 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Bogan with the 2-yard touchdown run to give them that 25-3 lead. Parker puts the foot into it. It'll be fielded by Locke at the 24. He's out across the 35, spins down as he gets to the 39-yard line, and that's where the Redskin offense will come back out onto the field. And they have, for the most part, been bottled up tonight. 36 plays, 112 yards offensively for the Redskins.
Yeah, this Redskins offense came in averaging nearly 34 points a game, nearly 240 yards on the ground, and they have been held to 3 points. And you know, in the last 2 games, actually, only have 1 touchdown to show for the last 7 quarters of game.
And now A timeout going to be taken by the Rams with this minute remaining here in the third quarter. So the Rams building a 25-3 lead now, and the Redskins a little bit different formation there to start that drive. I don't know whether that's the reason that the Rams wanted that timeout, but they wanted to discuss things a little further. And we talked about the difference in yardage so far. The Rams, 45 plays, 416 total yards of offense, the majority of that coming on the ground.
Yeah, the advantage is nearly 4 times in the amount of yardage in favor of the Rams versus the Redskins. And, you know, as mentioned, the strength of this Wapak team is their running game, but that's also the strength of this Ram defense, who is one of the better in the 18-team Glock, only giving up 113 yards on the ground total. Again, with the comparative advantage is their pass defense was second worst in the 18-team league. However, Wapak is also the second worst passing team in the Western Buckeye League statistically.
Cameron Locke will take the carry, headed toward the left side, then cuts it back up the middle and picks up a couple. And the Rams have been so quick to get to the edge that has really cut off the running lanes for Cameron Locke tonight.
Yeah, their team speed is remarkable. And, you know, I was talking with head coach of Salina, Trent Temple, earlier this week, who matched up with this Ram team in the first round. And, you know, he kind of mentioned, you know, they were hanging with Trotwood. It was an 18-14 game in the second half before Trotwood really pulled away when the game kind of got out of hand. But, you know, he kind of mentioned that he thought holes were there, but they just closed so quickly because of their team speed.
Mm-hmm. Miracle with the end around comes up to about the 44-yard line. Couple of yards on the carry, and that will likely be the final play of this third quarter. So 3 quarters in the books here at Spartan Stadium. The Rams in control. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TSC can save you money.
How?
TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's Emerge?
The Emerge bundle plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet in one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge bundle plan only from TSC.
TSC. Give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Call TSC.
When you see an orange truck, you think G.A. Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because G.A. Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, G.A. Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, think green.
Back here for the start of the fourth quarter, the Redskins with the ball, and they pick up a first down here as they get to midfield. And Cameron Locke on the carry there.
Yeah, showing shotgun and had the Rams defense thinking pass, but instead gave Cameron Locke the ball up the middle. And not so fast on the first down. They're going to mark him short.
Wow. So a fourth down now. And the Redskins will bring in Jared Cockrell. They are 2 out of 3 on fourth down. Cockrell and Locke in the backfield. It'll be Cockrell left side, and he will get the first down this time across midfield to the 48-yard line.
And Cockrell absorbed a hit right at the line of scrimmage, but was able to move on from that and move the chains. Only the 7th first down of the game for the Redskins.
Well, Paul, you hate to call a game and with the entire fourth quarter to go, but notwithstanding a tremendous comeback by the Redskins here, they are looking at the end of their season, but another historic season.
Yeah, but there's still time. I mean,
sure,
it's a 3-possession game.
Cameron Locke en route to that one, and that one nearly picked off by, and I believe that was
Kobe Vinegar.
Yep.
Yeah, again, he's the leading tackler on this team, and stranger things have happened. You just need to get one score in, and probably an onside kick, and it's a 3-score game. We might have to eulogize this remarkable team, but not quite yet.
All right. 2nd down and 10 coming up now with 11 minutes to play. Huffman will work out of the shotgun here. Lock in a slot on the near side. Pressure coming. They set up the screen. It is Hall up the middle of the field, and he will bounce down inside the 40-yard line to the 39, about a yard short of the first down.
A really nice call, taking advantage of some of the aggressive pass rush and to be able to get them upfield and create that soft spot for the successful screen pass.
So it brings up a 3rd down and 1.
So Huffman now 8 for 15 passing. On this 3rd down, the Redskins only 2 for 9 so far.
Good will be the lone wideout. He lines up out to the right. They put Cockrell in motion in the backfield, and Huffman is back to pass. Looking for Locke, fires it out to the right side. It's caught inside the 30 to the 25. He gets hit, and he is dropped there at the 24-yard line. So Cameron Locke with the connection from Huffman, and they pick up a 1st down.
Yeah, really nicely executed quick out pattern to Cameron Locke to pick up the 1st down on the 3rd and short. But, I want to really credit that tackle, an open field tackle by Kobe Vinegar on, one of the more remarkable open field players that we've seen in Cameron Locke. Not many people were able to take him. He's turned up field, tries to make a move. Vinegar stays set with him, stays balanced, and is able to make the play one-on-one.
15 yards of the connection. Huffman back to pass, fires it over the middle of the field, looking for the big tight end Childs, and that was hard to tell who came down with it, but it looks like the Rams have picked it off.
And just a little bit too much air on that. Unfortunately, Caleb Johnson comes away with the interception. A two-way player, the leading receiver for that Trotwood offense, able to get his first interception of the year.
So the turnover will give the Rams the ball at their own 20-yard line and stops a scoring threat for the Redskins.
And Case Childs was open initially on that, and he fought for the ball pretty valiantly. If he was able to get the ball at the identical time as the defender, the rule of simultaneous possession would have given it to the offense.
Two receivers wide to the left. Hargrove in the backfield. And he will take the handoff. Going to the left side, cuts it back up the middle, and he'll go down at the 29-yard line.
And Landon Hall able to get into the legs of Hargrove to take him down, to make that a relatively short gain.
Four yards on the pickup. And Hargrove with his fourth 300-yard rushing game of the season. Two receivers to the right. And Bogan will get the carry. He finds some running room out near midfield, gets hit by Huffman, and knocked off his feet at the 46-yard line.
And even though that was an incredible run by Bogan, back up to a little bit where you're talking about with Hargrove, although there's a penalty flag on the field. Not only is that his fourth 300-yard rushing game, it's 4 out of the last 5 games.
Mm-hmm. So a holding call against the Rams will negate the nice run by Bogan and back them up. They'll be pushed back to the 19-yard line.
Well, for comparison purposes, Trotwood has 420 yards on the game. They have 110 yards in penalties compared to Wapak's total offense that has 148 yards.
And they've run nearly the same amount of plays now. Two receivers to the left for Stevens Peppers under center, and he'll hand it off to Hargrove. And he will elude tacklers, then loses the ball. It's scooped up by the Rams. And running it out to the far side across the 20-yard line to the 24 as Johnny on the spot was Roland Walder.
Yeah, again, the Kentucky Wildcat linebacker commit who plays both ways, plays a tight end on offense. I mentioned earlier on that one punt that sometimes the ball's just bouncing your way. Well, we've seen 2 fumbles early on in the game that went from the Redskins directly to the Rams, and in this case, a fumble that easily could have went the Redskins' ways bounces pretty quickly into the Rams' lap. So disaster averted for them.
Mm-hmm. Things are going your way when the ball bounces like that.
Yeah.
Walder was able to pick it up and run for positive yards on the far side. At 3rd down and 6 now coming up for the Rams. 3 receivers set. And Bogan with the carry. He's up to the 25-yard line, a gain of a yard.
And that's one of the first, poorly blocked plays of the game for the Rams. There's actually 3 Redskins right there on the ball, and that's going to stop the Rams on 3rd down and bring out the punt team for the first time in the game.
So Cameron Locke will get a chance to return the kick here. A 4th and 5 for the Rams.
Roland Walder, the punter, averaging nearly 35 yards a kick.
He will stand at his own 14-yard line. Good snap.
And
he's going to fake it. Takes it up the far side, and the Rams are able to convert on this fake punt, and out of bounds is Walder near the midfield stripe.
And I tell you what, I'm not sure if that was called or if Walder just read that and felt that he could pick it up himself. It's hard to kind of tell if everybody else was truly blocking for a fake punt. The Redskins appeared that they might have had a chance to get him right before he got to the sticks, but Walder, Division I athlete, able to pick up a big gain and keep the ball out of the hands of the Redskins.
25 yards on the tote by Walder.
And we have a Cockrell comes over to the sidelines, kind of doubled over.
Hargrove back in there at the tailback spot. He will take the handoff. Room up the middle, and he's going to be hit and then stays on his feet, fighting his way through a couple of tackles all the way down to the 25-yard line, and a flag comes down at the end of that run.
Well, 3 Redskins hit Hargrove, run up the middle, and in the 150-pounder, able to run right through them until Huffman actually finally is able to pull him down, finally.
He is a tough guy to bring down. And we'll wait for the call from the officials.
Another 5-yard face mask penalty on Wapak.
So that will give, as we take another look at that run by by Hargrove, rather.
They got Huffman just on the way down, just kind of tugged a little bit on the face mask, but player protection, they still have the 5-yard penalty in high school football.
So 1st down and 10 for the Rams at the Redskin 20-yard line. Handoff, Hargrove, left side, bounces off one tackle, and then goes down after he gets to the 16-yard line. Well, it has been a rare occasion when that kid has gone down on the first contact.
Yeah, that was not one of them either.
No.
Trotwood up over the 400-yard mark as a team rushing the ball. Coming in, they averaged 332 yards on the ground, so they are above their average. And looking to put this game away.
Under 6 minutes to play. Bogan in the backfield now in place of Hargrove. And they hand it off to the fullback, who goes up the middle inside the 15 to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, not their normal fullback right there. That's normal middle linebacker Michael Ivey getting his first carry of the game.
So it'll bring up a 3rd down and short, as the Rams are looking at a 3rd and 4 here. Time of possession wise, pretty even for these two teams, but the Rams have obviously ground out a lot more yards in their time with the ball. Ivy again with the carry down to the 10-yard line, and we'll be close to another first down. Well, they spot that one outside the 10-yard line, so it'll bring up a fourth down for the Rams. And the Rams going to line up to try to punch this one for the first down. Ninth play of the drive coming up here.
That was prolonged by the fake punt.
Mm-hmm. Bogan is the back. He will get the handoff going to the right side. He's got room inside the 10, down to the 5, stays on his feet, and he'll fall forward to the 1-yard line before he goes down.
So that is the third successful fourth down conversion of the game for Trotwood. The second one of this drive, considering that fake punt that they converted as well.
So first and goal for the Rams from the 2. And Bogan stays in there as the tailback. Ivy the fullback in front of him. Stevens Peppers under center. Hand off to Ivy. No, and Peppers kept it, and he will, no, excuse me, Ivy did have it, and he is stacked up at the line. So not much there for Ivy going up the middle. He'll get a yard on the carry, so second and goal from the 1. Hargrove checks back into the game. Stevens Peppers under center, and he will keep it himself. He will fall forward into the end zone and pick up the touchdown. So 1-yard rushing touchdown for Stevens Peppers.
Stevens Peppers, a sophomore, only his second touchdown on the ground running on the season, and this is going to push the lead up to 28 for the time being.
And that's the interesting thing for this Trotwood team, Paul, is they have their quarterback and star running back, both are sophomores.
Yeah, and they got 3 of those big linemen back. It's a fairly young team.
They go for 2. Hargrove escapes the tackle in the backfield and gets into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So with 3:10 remaining, it's now a 33-3 Trotwood lead. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
3:10 remaining in our ball game here from Spartan Stadium, and a game that has gone the Rams' way here tonight as they have rolled up rushing yards through the evening. 11 plays on their last drive, 80 yards in 6 minutes and 35 seconds.
And Hargrove up to 328 yards now on the game, but with this being a 30-point game, the OHSA running clock is now going to be instituted.
Kick is away. It'll be locked to fielded at the 22, and he will fall forward to the 35-yard line. So the Redskins will take over offensively there. Paul, we want to thank all of our sponsors who helped us bring you these ball games throughout the year. And TSC among them, doing a great job with the Minster Bank, who provides our pregame show for us. GA Windsor and Son, Frost Roofing, Owen Kitchen and Bath, Astro Lanes, among our sponsors. Huffman back to pass, fires it out, and that one's caught by the tight end Childs, and good up across the 40 to the 41-yard line. And the Wapakoneta YMCA and the United Way also among our sponsors throughout the season.
Redskins going no huddle offense. Try to see if they can tack on some points.
Huffman back to pass again. Out again to Childs, who makes the catch and gets out of bounds near midfield at about the 49-yard line.
Which normally would stop the clock, but again, we are under running clock rules.
Mm-hmm. Four receiver set again as Huffman works out of the shotgun. With time, rolls out to the right, now fires it down the sideline, and it is caught across midfield in Rams territory at the 48 by Miracle. Paul, another, it's a discouraging end of the season, but given enough time, these players will be able to look back on a 12-win season that included some pretty impressive ball games.
Well, the most successful chapters in Wapak football history have been written the last couple years. Back to back, it's going to end up being 12-1 seasons where in both cases come up short to Trotwood Madison in the regional finals. Something that they're never going to take away from them. They're going to be back-to-back WBL champions. That's going to be recognized with the banners. You can see how proud the Wapak community is of their team. You can see that no one's leaving despite the deficit here. Showing a lot of respect for these young men.
Ethan Good makes the reception. He'll be close to the first down marker, but it looks like a fourth down coming up for the Redskins.
And just so many seniors, for this Redskin team, being a part of this, playing their last game as Wapakoneta Redskins, and they have a ton to be proud of.
Mm-hmm. Huffman back to pass with 32 seconds on the clock. He floats it to Miracle, who will pick up the first down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line, make it the 42. As the final seconds of this 2015 season will tick away. And it doesn't look like the Redskins will run another play here. So the Trotwood Madison Rams, for a second season in a row, put an end to a historic run for the Redskins. And the Rams will move on, knocking off the Redskins tonight by a final score of 33-3. We'll be back to wrap this one up. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Hello? Call dropped? Hello? No more minutes? Lost your phone? Don't worry. Telephone service from TSC is always crystal clear. Never runs out of minutes. Never has a dead battery. And most importantly, in an emergency, it displays your address for 911. Plus, TSC keeps you connected with free calling in our expanded calling area. Ask about telephone service from TSC today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
We are state of the art.
We are professional. Thank you. You're welcome. Have a great day. We are service you can trust.
We are here for you.
With custom fabrication, a variety of roofing options, and exceptional roofing knowledge and expertise, Frost Roofing is committed to providing top-notch quality service on every project. To learn more, visit us online at frost-roofing.com and follow us on social media.
Welcome into the Game Face Ohio post-game report here at Spartan Stadium as the Redskins season comes to an end as they fall by a final score of 33-3 to a very good Trotwood Madison team, and the Redskins will finish the season at 12-1. Paul, statistically, this game leans the way of the Rams.
Yes, and Ravion Hargrove finished the game with 328 yards on the ground on 28 carries. He had 3 touchdowns, and overall from a team standpoint, they finished with just under 500 yards total at 496 compared to the Redskins with 171. So, the Rams definitely probably showed, at least tonight, they were definitely the better team. They have a lot to be proud of in Trotwood, and the Wapakoneta Redskins, as we have covered them all year long, have a lot to be proud of those young men and the strong community turnout here tonight as we see that the regional runner-up trophy presentation to the Redskins taken by their seniors who are playing their last game as Wapakoneta Redskins have wrote a ton of tremendous history and success.
Well, as we mentioned, the only loss coming into tonight's ball game for Coach Travis Moyer was last year against this same team. So after 2 seasons at the helm, he finishes with a 24-2 mark as the Redskins head man, and that's a pretty impressive record.
And you got to understand, Wapak, is still relatively puppies when it comes to being in the playoffs. For them to win 4 playoff games in the last 2 years is a major leap in terms of the program, and you have to credit the coaches, but most importantly, the players and everyone involved. The parents that spend a lot of time getting these guys to the weight room and workouts and practice. It's just an entire community needs to be proud of this team.
Well, again, we want to thank all of our sponsors who allowed us to be here to bring this ball game to you. I want to thank our staff as well. Our producer is Todd Utrip. Our replay technician is Adam Dell. Our statistician all season long, AJ Lisi. Jim Miller on the cameras, along with John Peak and Luke Cata-Henry tonight, bringing you the ball game here from Spartan Stadium. And I want to extend a special thanks to all the fans for allowing us to be here as well. So for Paul Sadler, I'm Dan Hearn. The final score again here tonight from Spartan Stadium, it was the Rams 33 and the Redskins 3. Thanks for joining us, everybody. You've been watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.